What up, people? This is your girl, Krista, from the Black Economic Exchange Group, your Black business superstar. Today is Make It Make Sense Monday. We're going to try to make it make sense to you guys today. So let's get it chopping. I want to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about business. A lot of things with business, guys. Now, when you are doing business or you're conducting business with other Black people, you want to try. We already often have that stigma of the Black business stigma. We're going to be late. We're not going to communicate. We want to pay when we want to pay. We're going to show up to do a job when we want to. Because there is a lot of stigma around Black businesses, we need to give our best at all times. That means communicating better, learning to be on time for things. You just have to pace yourself. And yes, in business, you're going to always make mistakes. That's a part of life. It can be frustrating, but you still want to give that first impression. First impressions are very important, so you have to always give your best foot forward. And even if you are doing business with people that you have done business with, you still want to keep those lines of communications if you can't do it, or if you're going to do something at another day. Sometimes we drag our feet. And then there's another thing. And guys, thank you for tuning in to the Black Economic Exchange Group. Also, just wanted to let you guys know I do have a directory that is online. It will be available in the spring, called the Big Black Book. You want to go to blackeconomic.net, check them out, see what's going on. There's a lot of Black business in the Metro Detroit that we don't know about, that we need to patronize. So getting back to what I'm saying, a lot of businesses start off doing pop-ups, of course. And there's a lot of pop-ups in Metro Detroit, some good vendors that organize it, some bad. But you cannot, as a vendor, I know you're going out to start and get your feet wet and see if your business actually is going to work, your concept or your products are actually going to work. But you have to put in the work. That means we wear a lot of hats. We may have to be our own receptionist or administrator that helps organize things. We have to be our own marketer. We have to do everything. So understand this. If you have a product, you want to give it your all. That means when you're marketing, you want to go, anything that you can find for free is great, but sometimes you have to invest in your business as well. And then there's sometimes you may have to give some of your products away for free so it can bloom. I know two business owners that actually sent their products to celebrities. And once they sent them out, they were great. You saw her wearing it. One of my Black business owners, shout out to Dana, Detroit chick, J Lo. She had one of her shirts on, and Dana has done so many products for different celebrities, including my cousin. Shout out to my cousin, Dominique. She's doing the whale in Shad Time. But their concept of their products are heard nationwide. They're a small Black business, but there are celebrities that actually like their products, and they got when they start sending out products for free, or they don't review. Some of them, like my cousin, may not tell you who that celebrity is that has her products, because she does these. She does a lot. I'm not gonna I can't pinpoint, because she's a boss. She does branding. She does so much, and then she has her own line. Her kids have their own lines, but her daughter had the cute little tutu that she used to make, the mommy and me ones, and then her daughter had kids, because the story behind my cousin is that one day her daughter went to school, and they tried to make fun of her hair, and she created this whole concept of being beautiful, and it's just Taste Star is just a wonderful concept. And then she has a nonprofit organization. But getting back to that, guys, you have to market yourself, and sometimes you may have to give away products for free. I'm not saying all the time, because you got to eat. And don't, again, quit your day job. Don't quit your day job until you are able to supplement your income on a regular basis. Just say, for instance, you may have one pop-up that blew up. You made a lot of money. You ready to quit. Not a good look. You don't be ready to quit right away. Gradually get into the business, because you're testing your products. So when you get that big wig then yes, you may can quit. But I'm not telling you to quit overnight because you decided today I'm going to start a business. It doesn't work that way. And you got to set yourself up for, you got to remember, everything doesn't happen the way you want to. And things happen, life happens. Instance for me, I had my business. I won 2 pitch contests. Then all of a sudden I got in a car accident. And then we'll go back further than that. My business started getting treadwheel. I went viral several times, and boom, my biggest supporters passed away. Those things happen, and those are hiccups in life. But you have to be your biggest cheerleader. Nobody should be able to promote your brand better than you. I agree. People that have organized vending events and pop-up events should promote their events, but you cannot put it solely on them. You have to you're creating a follower, so you need to let your people know where you're at. Hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And sometimes these pop-ups aren't 100% making you profit. You got to get that. And the connections, the network, it's different people that come to our pop-up events. We got people coming from across Canada. We have multicultural people. Even though it is an event for poetry, it's universal. So you're meeting all kinds of people that want your products. So you want to be able to, you get that networking experience. And then we got people that come to our events that want our vendors. And that's okay. We want y'all to win. But I do frown on organizations that do pop-ups that do not invest in their, buy at least something from their vendors. I know if you're doing a big pop-up and you got 100 vendors, it's very hard to support 100 vendors. But when you're doing these small pop-ups, we do pop-ups all the time for First Fridays. And Kelly's Kids Foundation. And guys, come out Saturday. You see my flyer. Kelly's Kids Foundation, Hustle for Your Heart, it is all over social media. Check it out. It's from 11 to 3. You get to get some hustling. You get a body massage. You get some essential oils. You got all this stuff coming. So definitely come out and support. We can't keep talking about things and saying what we need in our communities if you're not going to be a part of it. Plain and simple. And First Fridays will be at Mary Grove College in Detroit, Michigan, March 3rd. Tickets are on sale on Eventbrite. We will not be at 9 days for March 3rd. And then we'll be back at our other venue for the rest of the year. So this will be the last one. But we got a lot of things going on. But getting back to the venue part. And guys, definitely, again, check out the Big Black Book. And then go to blackeconomic.net. And if you can't get that, call me at 586-698-7923. But the experiences that you have at these pop-ups can create bridges. I remember Detroit Sip was one of my first pop-ups. We made some money. We made some decent money. But the networking was amazing. I got to meet different people. I got to see what other things are out there. And I was geared to go, right? Bam! April comes, a car accident. And it just changed everything. And sadly, I'm getting better. I still got issues, and it is depressing because I went through a deep depression over all the stuff that's going on with me. But I'm a work in progress. And you have to keep on going, keep on pushing. Don't get discouraged if you get into these pitch contests and you don't win. Again, it's the experience. You want to get that in your network that you did that. Sometimes you have to get into things like I was on Dr. Boyce Watkinson and Lene Javette. They were doing Pitch Perfect, and they were telling people to send in their pitches, and they would critique it. And the critique did at least, that was a great critique because I ended up going to win another pitch contest. So don't knock other pop-ups, because I can only speak for me. I can only speak for Jaja Hubbard. We the best that we ever do. We promote very hard, and we're making things happen. And then when we have our vendors, we invest in our vendors. I'm concerned about my vendors. I have a vendor that left and moved to Texas, hurt my feelings, but I want to make sure she make it all right, and she doing it. I'm still going to be buying from her, even in Texas. We have to continuously support them. It's not good to say, some people do the same thing I do. And they promote black owned businesses, but they use it for ratings, and that's cool. But are you creating relationships? Are you honestly really, because we talk that talk, we say we want to support black owned business, we want to do this, but we never do, or we do it for that particular time to get ratings, and we don't see the feedback after. I have relationships going back 6 years for black businesses, and I can text them and ask them something, and they're there. That's the relationships that we have, because we want them to win. Everything can't be about money. Yes, we got to pay our bills and everything, but everything, you have to get experience. That's why in college they have interns. Some are paid, some are not. But that experience is the experience of a lifetime. My daughter is in fashion. At some point, she's going to have to do mentorship. And she may get a paid internship, and she may not, depending. And then she has to weigh her options. Is it going to be worth it? Is the experience going to outweigh the pay? You have to think about that if you want your business to scale. And then when you get in that position to succeed, do not get comfortable. There's always somebody that can probably have the same thing or something better than you. You got to understand, what is your staying power? Why is people going to continue to support you versus this other person that may have a product that's better or even cheaper than you? What are you doing to renew yourself? You have to get out there. You have to go to mixers. You got to go to business events. You have to go to different things to meet people, to get your business out there. But you got to make that make sense, y'all. You cannot sit behind the doors or get mad because you only sold one item. What did you do? What did you do? I had one person say they only sold one item when I clearly seen 10 people buy stuff from you, which just, you can honestly just say no. This is for you. This isn't just so for me. We're going to always get vendors. But what are you doing? And are you getting it? Because we get different people. We get people all over. We had Sandy room last month. So we got to be conscious of what we're doing as a people if we want it, because a business is not an instant pop-up, because these instant pop-up businesses, they instantly dissolve. And you have to be mindful of it. So you're going to have to be uncomfortable being comfortable. I don't like videos. It is so important for me to tell you guys about black businesses that I have no problem when people invite me on there. Yes, I'm a little shy. Sometimes I lose my lines. I lose my lines here. But for the most part, I'm trying to get the word out that we need to support black-owned businesses. We need to be the black superhero, black business superhero. That's what we need. I can't be just the only superhero. We can have superheroes all in our community. We got to stop keeping this negative mindset of the black business stigma in black businesses. You got to stop fitting that criteria. If you are a small vendor, you should be communicating with your whoever you're doing your pop-ups, and you should come on time. If it starts at 8, you need to be there at 6:30. If they say set up is at 7, you need to be there at 6:30, especially if you are food. Really, if you're food, or if you have a lot of product that needs to be set up the way you want it to, you need to come in and get it set up early. There is nothing unprofessional about having an event and you're on the mic and the people spit their poetry and people are sliding in late, trying to set up a table to scramble for you. This is why they say some people don't want to support black-owned business, because we're so unprofessional. We're this and this and that. We're lazy. I don't even understand how black folks as a whole could be considered lazy when they had to come across a damn boat, excuse my language, come across a boat to come enslave you to this land, but you are lazy. It is not in your DNA to be lazy. Your mindset may be lazy, but you're not a lazy person. And you got to stop being discouraged. You got to stop. And those, thank you for tuning in for the Black Economic Exchange Group. Make it make sense Monday. We're talking about black business being accountable and responsible. And don't give up. Don't give up. Do you understand? I have the big black book. I had the Black Holiday Edition. I had so many people tell me to get this directory together, but when it came to game time, nobody wanted to help. Nobody wanted to advertise. And sometimes you may have to invest in something for people to see what your vision is. They may not buy into your vision, or you're entering all these contests and they don't see the concept that you do, then you're going to have to figure out how to get this money to put your vision in place. Don't let it stop at just pitches. You got to make the money move. And sometimes we have to still work while we achieve this dream. I had to work. Only reason why I quit my job because my parents got sick. And I had to take care of them. Coincidentally, they got sick 2 weeks apart. It's crazy. 2 weeks apart, 2 to 3 weeks apart is my life, it seems like. But nevertheless, I was able to, we had a family home. You're not trying to do the sacrifices that most people do to achieve what they have. Like when you have the family home, it frees you up to do other things. You know, where you ain't got no mortgage, it allows you to do things that you ain't got to worry about. Oh, am I gonna get evicted or anything like that? And then some of y'all simple man. Y'all like, I can't live with my sister or brother. Oh, this, and that. That's sad. That's sad. Not to say my family perfect. We're not perfect. We don't get it. You know, we have issues too. But the vision that my sisters were trying to do made sense. You know, our grandparents had their own home, and they always told their children, of 14 children, that if they were anywhere in the world and if they fall out, you can come back home and start again. Don't worry about it. Just come home. They did that for most of their lives. When their children got grown, they were doing it. You know, some were still in the house, some were out, but they could come home, start, reboot, get their mind together, and get back out there if they wanted to. They got sick. My uncle got sick. He was in the Korean War. He was tortured, so his mind was really warped. He came home to his parents, and they took care of him until they couldn't take him no more. But we got to learn how to be patient with ourselves. And if sometimes we make mistakes, we may quit our job and realize it's not what it is. Get you a side hustle. But understand this with the side hustle, and thank you guys, those that are tuning in. This is the Black Economic Exchange Group. I'm your Black business superhero in the house. I am from Detroit, Michigan. I promote Black-owned business locally online. And I also have the Big Black Book, which is the most amazing thing. So you got big Black businesses that you may not know, but you need to get to know. We got Black-owned toilet paper. We got Black toilet tissue. But getting back to my subject, we have to pace ourselves. So when you are doing a side hustle in that travel, don't mistreat people because you're not in a situation where you should be. Anything I've done driving, I've done food orders, or what have you. I always treat people the way they want to be treated. I treat their food the way they want to be treated. Sometimes I'm a little old, y'all. Sometimes I might forget they drink once in a while. And they get that little warning sign. You be like, Lord, I didn't mean to do it. It don't be intentional, but you got to treat them with kindness and respect. Because if you don't treat people with kindness and respect, guess what? You're not going to go to that next level, and your business is not going to succeed. And if you have a business, start treating them with kindness and respect. I know sometimes we got customers that think that they know more. You know, they say the customer's always right, but sometimes they not. And they have no right to mistreat you. But you have to treat people with kindness and knowing where they come from. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes people aren't where you're at. And my sister told me the realest thing about that. Sometimes you got to meet people that halfway. Sometimes you know who they are and you don't believe them. But you made that decision. And you decided to be an entrepreneur. Nobody told you to be an entrepreneur. You decided, hey, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to try it. I don't want to die be in a rocking chair wondering what if, coulda, woulda. You made that move. Nobody told you it was going to be easy. Being an entrepreneur is never easy. This is my third time being an entrepreneur. My business have lasted. You know, I had a home care business for 6 years. The cost of living went up. My seniors, I had 20 clients, 4 people working for me. It was a wonderful thing. But it's heartbreaking to see people to perish and die. And then the money with the state, they didn't want to pay more, and I ended up leaving. You know, letting my they passed away. We just went down to probably the last 3, and then we just let it go. But it was a lot, you know, because I loved what I did. I love my seniors, and that came from working at a job because I always used to pull my chair up and sit there and help, right? And they told me I needed to go in home care because I was patient. And I would help them with everything. I never mistreat anybody because I don't want nobody to mistreat my parents. So I always pass that along. And when you're in business, you have to think that way. What you want to be treated like you would, what if it was your parents, or what if it was your daughter or anything? You don't want to mistreat them. You got to put your best foot forward. Nobody is going to make you market yourself, but don't get mad at the organizer because you didn't do your part to organize. You didn't say where you was at. And I'm not saying do it the day of the event. You should be doing it all the way up to the event. Once you make that vendor fee, your commitment is to market, to hustle. Put it on TikTok. You may not like TikTok. Do you think I like TikTok? But guess what? I'm on TikTok because I know people have eyes on there. Wherever there is social media where people got eyes on, you need to be on there. If somebody call you to be on a show to promote your black business, I don't care if they have a reach of 100 people. That's 100 more people that will know that you have a business and this is what you sell. You got to be on purpose. You know how I say be black on purpose? You got to be proactive on purpose when it comes to your business. Don't get mad because they had a horrible turnout. Now get mad if they didn't promote it. If you didn't see them promoting it, all my vendors see me promote all day, every day. I promote 3, 4 things. I'm doing different things. But that's an entrepreneur. You're going to be a boss sometimes. Sometimes you might have to be an admin. Sometimes if you're working in the team, sometimes one of the team members got to sit back to let the other one get ahead. Then that's what you do. We don't think like that. We always want to know who the head Negro in charge and why I'm not front, why I'm not there. Why is it that she got this and I'm not there? Sometimes somebody has to run the team. People don't understand the story. I was thinking about Nelly. He was in that group, the Saint Lunatics or whatever. It was all them, and they didn't want the rest of the group. They wanted Nelly. They made that sacrifice to let Nelly go and be great, and they came along. Then you had what's my boy name? Murphy Lee. The hook don't beat. I used to love that song. I still love that song, but he brought his team with him. Oprah. It was just Oprah. Then it was her best friend, Gail. She brought Gail into me. And Gail is on another show doing great things. You have to recognize that you cannot make it by yourself. You have to have a team. And sometimes it's not your family. Sometimes your family will be the worst people that want to be for you. Then you got the cheerleaders. Then you have the old heads. Like I have a team. I'm not gonna lie. I got a team. I got a sister that's here. She's quiet as a mouse. She works every day, but she's one of my supporters. She may not ever show up to any event I have, but she's behind the scenes. Everybody don't have to be present. You have to recognize who's there for you and who's not. Then I had someone say, now I've been advertising a big black book for almost a year before I went online, and now it's going to be printing. And the printing was delayed because of my accident. But they asked me, was they in the book? To be honest, I believe so much in the big black book. I paid for half of the advertising in there to put black-owned businesses because they were struggling through that pandemic on there. And then I had a lot of paid ones too. So it was like 50-50. But I believe in my dreams so much, I put my money up. My dreams, my daughter's college tuition to help do that. And the accident made me lose everything because now I'm robbing Peter to pay Paul. Then 2 people disabled. My husband disabled. I'm disabled. It's not a good look when you got one person. They tell you they need back surgery, and then they got another person telling you need surgery. It's really crazy. I don't know what I'm gonna do on that, but you're gonna have setbacks, and you're gonna have them. And sometimes you're not gonna make every dollar top dollar at every event. But you got to figure out what you did wrong too. Make that make sense to me. We got to get better, and we have to educate our kids to be bosses or invest in our communities. There is a market that's coming out in Detroit. They need investors. And As soon as I can, I'm going to be one of them to help. They're not asking for much. They're only asking for $200, and then you get discounts and stuff when the grocery store open. It's a win-win situation, and it's in our community because Detroit is a food desert. We have to go to the Eastern Market on Saturdays. We have to go to markets outside the suburbs. My parents were doing that in the 70s. My parents would go outside of Detroit and go to these fruit markets outside in the suburbs because the fruit was better, or Eastern Market, whichever one it was, whatever time they had available. Sometimes they worked Saturday, so they go to the market in the suburbs. And then sometimes they was there on Eastern Market days. And those that don't know about Eastern Market, it's a big farmers market in Detroit that sells fruit and vegetables, and then they got the meat markets all around. It's really cool. It's historic. And we gotta be diligent. We have to be consistent and keep going, no matter how. Our first Fridays, we started in February of last year. We probably had 15 people. Maybe, if I'm saying it, I'm being kind. It might have been less than that, but we were consistent and we steered the course. We figured out what we got to do, what was wrong, what we need to do better, and we did it. And we're still doing things. It's work. Nothing is easy. If you thought you was gonna have a business that was easy, I remember helping a sister with her nonprofit organization, and she had this event. She left the event. It's her business, right? You haven't been in business that long for this nonprofit before you thought it was going to run itself. You thought Crystal was going to run it yourself. You are your best knower. It's okay to have people to lean on and assist you, especially if they want to assist you, because there are some people that I can see their greatness, and I will usher. I mean, you can ask some of my vendors. I'll call them about their product and see what they're doing and ideas to help. It was so good to see this young lady have this coloring book. This is a cuss color